Something massive is happening in the world of software development. And no, it's not just another JavaScript framework. We're talking about a full-blown revolution, powered by generative AI, that is completely overhauling how we do DevOps, from the very first line of code all the way to the cloud. So let's break down what that actually looks like. Take a look at this number, 217%. Yeah, you're seeing that right. According to recent studies, that's how much the integration of generative AI into DevOps has accelerated since just 2023. This isn't a slow, gradual change. It is a full-on explosion, and it's changing absolutely everything. But before we dig into the explosion, we've got to understand the ground it's happening on. You know, to really get where we're going, we have to respect where we've been. So let's quickly set the stage. Let's talk about the super advanced, frankly pretty awesome, DevOps world that we built right before this AI wave crashed ashore. For years, these four things have been the absolute pillars of modern software development, right? We've got CI/CD pipelines automating our builds, infrastructure as code letting us spin up servers from a text file, and of course, Docker and Kubernetes giving us these amazing scalable systems. This whole ecosystem is the bedrock, the launchpad, for the AI revolution that's happening right now. Okay, and here comes the catalyst. Generative AI didn't show up to tear down this beautiful stack we built, it showed up to put a supercharger on it. And the first way we're seeing this happen is with AI as a tool, an incredibly powerful assistant that just makes developers faster and better at what they already do. And here is where you can see the real, tangible results. Just look at pull request cycle time. Basically, how long it takes for code to get reviewed and approved. Well, by automating a chunk of that review process, AI is cutting that time down by a whopping 68%. That's not just a little boost, that is a massive leap in how fast teams can move. But it's not only about speed, it's also about quality. And get this, some studies are showing that AI-generated tests can hit 92% code coverage. That means more reliable, more robust software with way less tedious work for developers. But as amazing as this is still just AI being a tool, an assistant. The real revolution starts when AI goes from being a tool to a teammate. This brings us to the next and frankly much more exciting evolution. We are now moving way beyond just using AI as a helpful tool. We're seeing the rise of AI agents. These are systems that aren't just helping with tasks. They're becoming autonomous teammates that can run complex workflows all by themselves. So what in the world is an agentic workflow? It sounds a little jargony, but the idea is actually super simple. Think about it like this. Instead of telling your tool every single step to take, you just give an AI agent a high-level goal. Something like, hey, deploy our new feature to the staging environment. The agent then figures out all the steps, writes the code, runs the tests, and handles the whole thing, with you just checking in.
And look at what these agents can actually do. This isn't just generating a little bit of boilerplate code. We're talking about agents that can figure out why a Kubernetes pod is crashing, automate an entire deployment from a developer's laptop to the cloud, and even read through system logs to write a how-to guide for the next time something breaks. These are becoming real digital coworkers.
So this all leads us to the new reality we're living in. With AI starting to handle more and more of the how, the actual role of the human developer has to change. And, this naturally brings up a pretty big and maybe even a little scary question for anyone in this field. Okay, let's just get right to it. If AI agents are writing code, running tests, and managing infrastructure, is the developer's job going away? The short answer is no. But the job description is absolutely being rewritten in real time right in front of us. Here's the key takeaway. AI is taking over the repetitive, tedious stuff. The boilerplate code, the basic unit tests, the debugging sessions that make you pull your hair out. This actually frees up humans to focus on the higher-level skills that we're best at, designing complex systems, solving tricky problems, and turning a business idea into a real technical plan. Your value shifts from writing the code to architecting the solution. A really great way to think about this is what's called the T-shaped developer. So the horizontal part of the T is having a broad knowledge of a lot of different things across the tech stack, which AI can really help you with. But the vertical part of the T, that deep expertise in one or two critical areas like system architecture or security, well, that's what becomes more valuable than ever. It's about being a strategic thinker, not just a line-by-line coder. All right, so let's pull out the crystal ball and look ahead. Based on the trends we're seeing right now, the path to a fully autonomous DevOps world is getting clearer, and it looks like it's going to happen pretty darn fast. This timeline really puts it into perspective. By 2026, that's just around the corner, 80% of CI/CD pipelines will likely be AI-assisted. A year after that, Kubernetes could be managing itself. By 2028, we might see half of all cloud infrastructure being run by AI agents. And then, by 2029, we could see the very first DevOps teams that are fully autonomous, where AI agents run the whole show and humans are there to supervise and set the strategy. So yeah, we are heading straight for an era where day-to-day human intervention in DevOps might actually become optional. So the real question for every single one of us in this industry is changing. It's not if this is going to happen anymore. The real question is, how are you going to adapt your skills and your thinking to not just survive, but to lead in this new automated world?